What's up, YouTube? Serge Absurd the second here again, my YouTube channel, Frankenstein 1. And today, I'm going to be doing another book review. And it's another horror novel that I have previously read in high school. So, here it is right now. It is based off one of the universal horror films of the 30s and 40s. So, I have this one right here, The Shadow of Frankenstein. And it's by Stefan Petruccia. So let me give you the details behind this book. It's right after the ending of Bride of Frankenstein, where the monster, he lets both Henry Frankenstein and his wife Elizabeth survive. He lets them go free, but Dr. Septimus Pretorius and the bride itself, they're stuck in the tower with him, and you notice he pulls down the electric lever, destroying the whole tower completely. So both Pretorius and the female monster are dead. The monster survives. Now, Henry and Elizabeth leave Germany because right now they're being chased by the police inspector for all the murders that the monster committed, which now Henry has to answer for. So they leave by ship and sail to London, hopes that everything dies down, unbeknown that the monster is right behind them, and he stowed away in the cargo on the ship, and is tailing Henry and Elizabeth, and don't even know that the police inspector is right behind them. They're also followed by Henry Frankenstein's housemaid, Minnie, which we all know is that crazy housemaid from The Bride of Frankenstein, if you all remember. So once Henry and Elizabeth get to London, they stay in a hotel for a while, unaware there have been murders committed in London, not knowing that another well-known figure, a historical figure known to England, which would be Jack the Ripper, which we all know, who's remembered for killing and mutilating prostitutes in London. So, the thing is, once Henry and Elizabeth are finally in hiding, the monster is hiding out in the streets, not knowing where he's at, and he befriends a couple of prostitutes. He's wounded. I forget. Someone stabs him with something right in the arm, and one of the prostitutes yanks the sharp object, I think a knife, out of his arm, and he just miraculously heals on his own. They, assuming that the prostitutes are assuming that the monster is like a war veteran that's all battered, bloodied, and beaten, and everyone in London is just looking at him, don't even know what to think. And then later on, the police inspector that's trailed Henry and Elizabeth, they meet with I don't remember if it was a detective or another police inspector or the police chief inspector in London, explaining what's been going on in Germany. So right now they have to try to get Henry Frankenstein in jail and to explain his actions with his experiments involved with the monster, and of course the murders committed by the creature itself. Well, every chapter like breaks into kind of like the movie. The scenes break into different parts, like with Henry and Elizabeth. Then you got the monster and the prostitutes, and of course the police inspector that's following them. Later, Henry Frankenstein notices a receipt. It's for I don't remember if it was a charnel house or a morgue, and it shows 2 brains on the receipt. Now Henry is trying to get to the origins of the monster's brain, and discovers that the brain that was accidentally placed in the monster's skull, which was accidentally installed by he had his hunchback assistant who's now dead, Fritz. that Igor, Fritz, which of course you later see in Son of Frankenstein. Fritz is the one who actually got the first jar right with the normal brain, but then accidentally smashes it on the ground and ends up taking the abnormal brain, which of course he later realizes the brain belonged to a psychotic person. But then learning, Henry finds the mother of the man whose brain's now in the monster, saying he was just a innocent person who ended up having to work for like this gang, doing whatever, doing little odd jobs. But then his older brother, kind of like who's been, for a long time, just kept messing with him over and over again. And then finally, at one point, he did one prank that got him killed. So the mother gets back at her eldest son by killing her own granddaughters by smothering them with a pillow. So now, Henry now realizes whose brain it is and who it belonged to, in which, of course, the brain, of course, is abnormal, so therefore damaged. Later on, two of the prostitutes are killed by Jack the Ripper. So, and then followed up with the third one that's been with the monster the whole time. I forget most of the chapters how it's all explained right now, but the reason why the reason for Jack the Ripper is because he's found a way to immortality, which is not after he mutilates and kills every prostitute, he actually takes out their uteruses and eats them as a way of preserving himself completely, which is his way of immortality. So he can go on with his killing spree. Henry Frankenstein is later arrested, and then finally the monster is finally captured, and the inspector that's been in pursuit of both of them, he tries to kill the monster by shoving his gun up the monster's nose. Well, before the monster was even captured, Henry Frankenstein, like I said, is arrested, accused for killing one of the prostitutes, but then tells the inspector, look at the bodies, notice the fingerprints, notices it's the monster's fingerprints, and assuming that he has the monster, that Henry has the monster with him, and he's denying I didn't by saying he's not with me. I don't have him. I'm not hiding him. He must have survived my laboratory explosion. So now to fix all of this, Henry now has to well, here's the thing. Elizabeth Frankenstein is later captured and kidnapped by Jack the Ripper. So now, in order for Henry to get his wife back, he now has to team up. Has to now team up with Jack, and one final experiment in which he doesn't even realize that one of the prostitutes comes back to life, in which the prostitute ends up killing Jack by ripping him to shreds. But Henry doesn't give one of the prostitutes that much of life force and dies within 10 minutes after. So after all that, they return to Germany by ship again. Henry has the monster kept locked away, out of sight. I know it's been a while since I've read this book. I started reading it, I think, before the end of high school, before I even graduated, because I was later reading it again during the summer. I mean, I would love to read it again, but maybe in the near future. Okay, so tell me what you think. Hit comment below, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification below for more updates. Follow me on Instagram at SergioBecerra2, at SergioBecerra2. Email address is SergioBecerra26 at yahoo.com. All right, this wraps it up. Take care now. Bye.